34F. Stayed in a toxic marriage for 8 years, where my husband constantly belittled me in front of his entire family. I finally left, rebuilt my life in Brooklyn, and now the colleague who silently watched me the whole time just told me he's been wanting me this entire time. Throwaway for obvious reasons. I never thought I'd be writing one of these posts, but after everything that happened, I need to get it out. Maybe someone reading this is in the same situation I was in. Slowly disappearing in a marriage where your partner makes you the punchline at every family gathering. If that's you, please keep reading. My name is Emily. I'm 34 now, living alone in a small but sunny one-bedroom in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. The view from my window is the Manhattan skyline at night, and for the first time in years, I actually like the woman I see in the mirror. But 2 years ago, I was a ghost of myself. I met Jake in college. He was the confident, athletic guy everyone liked. I was the quiet, people-pleasing girl from Ohio, who thought being chosen by him meant I was special. We got married young. Everyone said we were perfect together. My parents loved him. His family welcomed me with open arms. At first, the belittling started small and grew like mold you don't notice until the whole house smells. It always happened in front of his family. Never in private, where I could fight back without looking dramatic. Thanksgiving, Christmas, 4th of July barbecues in White Plains, birthdays, baby showers, every single gathering became an opportunity for Jake to make me the joke. I remember one Christmas Eve at his parents' house. I had spent the entire day cooking a honey-glazed ham because Jake had bragged to everyone that his wife was an amazing cook. The edges got a little dark. When I placed it on the table, Jake laughed loudly and said, "Babe, seriously? You managed to ruin a 10-pound ham? Good thing I make the real money, or we'd be eating ramen on your Pinterest fails." His mom gave me that pitying smile and said, "Oh, honey, next time let the men handle the grill." I smiled through the humiliation while my stomach twisted. It never stopped. At his sister's engagement party, Emily's idea of a wild night is crying over a sad movie. She's not exactly adventurous. At my own 32nd birthday dinner that his family hosted, look at her in that dress. She used to turn heads before she let herself go with all those office snacks. During a family vacation in the Hamptons, she cried during a client call last week. Had to jump in and save the meeting myself. My little emotional support wife. Every time, his family would chuckle awkwardly or nod along. No one ever told him to stop. My own parents, when they visited, would pull me aside and say, "He's just joking, sweetie. Marriage takes work, don't make a scene." So I stopped speaking up. I shrank. I wore baggy clothes. I stopped wearing makeup to family events. I apologized before I even opened my mouth. At work, I'm a senior account manager at an ad agency in Midtown Manhattan. I was competent and respected. But at home and with his family, I was the clumsy, overly sensitive wife who couldn't do anything right. The breaking point came last Thanksgiving. We hosted at our brownstone in Park Slope. I cooked for 2 straight days: turkey, 3 kinds of stuffing, homemade pies, roasted vegetables, the works. 30 people from Jake's side of the family filled our home. I even bought a new black dress that made me feel pretty for once. Everything was going fine until someone asked about my recent promotion at work. I had just landed a huge national skincare brand campaign. For the first time in years, I felt proud. Before I could finish my sentence, Jake clinked his wine glass like he was giving a toast and announced to the entire table, "It's cute that Emily's playing big girl ad executive, but we all know who really pays the bills here." He grinned at everyone. Her boss actually called me last month, asking if she could handle the pressure. I told him she still cries over spreadsheets. But hey, at least she looks good on Zoom calls, right? The table erupted in laughter. His mother nodded sympathetically. Jake has always been the provider in the relationship. Someone whispered something and giggled. I sat there frozen, knife still in my hand, over the turkey I had cried over while basting the night before. I excused myself to the bathroom, locked the door, and sobbed so hard I thought I would throw up. When I came out, Jake was already telling another story about how I overreacted again. That night I looked at myself in the mirror, mascara ruined, eyes swollen, and whispered, "I'm done." The next morning, while Jake was at the gym, I did 3 things. First, booked my first therapy appointment. Second, signed up for 6 a.m. Pilates classes near the East River. Third, updated my LinkedIn and started quietly applying for bigger opportunities. Rebuilding myself was not a cute montage. It was ugly, painful, and lonely. I woke up at 5:30 every morning, dragged myself to Pilates even when I wanted to cry. My body slowly changed. Stronger shoulders, tighter core, a glow that came from finally sleeping without anxiety. Therapy tore me open. My therapist kept saying, "You internalized his voice as truth. Now you get to rewrite it." At work, I started showing up as the version of me I had buried. I pitched boldly. I stopped apologizing for having ideas. The skincare campaign I led became one of the agency's biggest wins that year. My boss pulled me aside and said, "Emily, you're glowing lately. Whatever changed, keep doing it." Jake hated every second of my glow-up. "You're getting too skinny. Trying to impress someone new? Those Pilates classes are cute, but you still can't close deals without my help. You think you're better than everyone now, just because you got one client?" His family noticed too. At his cousin's baby shower, his mom pulled me aside and said, "You look different. Jake says you're obsessed with work and the gym now." I just smiled and said, "I'm obsessed with myself now." The divorce was brutal. Jake screamed for hours when I served him the papers. He told his entire family I was having a midlife crisis and that I was ungrateful for everything he did for me. His parents showed up at my office unannounced, his mom in pearls, telling me I was throwing away 8 years over a few jokes. I stood taller than I ever had and said, "Those jokes killed the woman you used to know. I'm not coming back." And through all of this, there was Nathan. Nathan Ellis has been a senior creative director at my agency for 4 years. Same floor, same open-plan office with glass walls and too much cold brew. He's tall, quiet with kind brown eyes, and a deep, steady voice that makes people listen when he speaks. He never played the loud office games. He was just there. I never realized how closely he had been watching me until I started healing. It started with small things. He'd quietly slide me the last oat milk for my coffee on rough mornings. When I came in with red eyes after another fight with Jake, he'd murmur, "You've got this, Em," without asking questions I wasn't ready to answer. After the Thanksgiving incident, when the office gossip mill started spinning about my divorce, Nathan became more direct. One evening around 7 p.m., the floor was almost empty. I was still at my desk finishing a deck. He stopped by, sleeves rolled up, tie loosened. "I've been watching you fight for a long time, Emily," he said softly. "The way you'd come in after family dinners looking broken, but still crush every deadline. The way you never let it show. I wanted to say something so many times, but you were married. I didn't want to be another man taking from you." My heart started racing. He continued, voice low and honest. "But these last few months, seeing you rebuild, the way your eyes lit up again, the confidence coming back, I can't stay quiet anymore. You're not just surviving anymore, Em. You're radiant. And I've been losing my mind wanting you. Wanting to show you what it feels like when a man sees the incredible woman you've become and wants to worship every part of her, not tear her down." The way he looked at me, God, it wasn't the hungry, selfish way Jake used to stare when he wanted something. It was deep, appreciative, almost reverent. Like he had been waiting for me to see my own worth before he dared speak. Heat flooded through me, the kind of desire I hadn't felt in years. Not a desperate need, not performance. Just pure, empowering lust mixed with something softer. Realization that I was wanted for the woman I had fought to become. We didn't kiss that night. He walked me to the subway instead, his hand brushing mine the whole way. We talked about everything. Hidden bars in the village, weekend hikes, how he'd always wanted to cook for me just to watch me finally relax. Since then, things have been slowly unfolding. Stolen coffees, late-night talks on the Williamsburg waterfront, gentle kisses that make my knees weak. He touches me like I'm precious, like every inch I reclaimed is something to be celebrated, not criticized. His hands are patient. His words are kind. When we're alone, He tells me how beautiful my strength is, how he admired me from afar for years,